Dispatchers help callers on the worst days of their lives. For over 25 years, we've been there. A silent partner in millions of calls thanks to our redundant and diverse networks that ensure call delivery. Today, cities are bigger, traffic more congested, and the challenge is more complex. But you're never alone, because InDigital is quietly improving, implementing, and driving the next generation of 911, so you're supported in every situation. Make the switch at InDigital.net.
If Within the Trenches has ever taught you something, open your eyes to what it is like to be a 911 dispatcher, or has inspired you to become one, then help support us and join our Patreon. Get exclusive bonus content, one-of-a-kind swag, discounts on merchandise, ad-free early access to new episodes, and much more. To join, please visit patreon.com/WTT podcast. And if you're an industry partner, we have something for you as well. And now, for the show.
This is Jordan, and you're listening to the Code 7 Podcast Network.
Warning. This episode contains the 3 A's of podcasting: adult content, adult language, and awesomeness. You've been warned.
Dispatch.
There is no one over here to cook our lunch. We are waiting for our lunch, and there's no one here to cook our lunch.
All right, calm down. Where are you at?
The group home. Now, what are you going to do?
We'll get some help over there for you, okay?
Welcome to Open Mic, where we visit the lighter side of dispatch, because laughing is good medicine. Hello, hello. Welcome, everyone. Welcome back to Open Mic Live. It is Monday, February 3rd, and usually, as I was telling people over here on TikTok already, usually I go live on Sundays. Unless I'm traveling, of course, then I will switch it or whichever to make sure to fit the schedule. Or if I'm at a conference, I might try to go live from that conference. But my youngest daughter got super sick, dude. Like super sick. Just the other night, I had my brother and his girlfriend and her son over, and we had chili dogs and such because we were watching the Royal Rumble. And then about, I don't know, 20 minutes before it was done, my daughter got sick. And we'll just say she was sick pretty much the whole night. Just a vicious, like 24-hour stomach bug, man. I felt so bad for her. And she's feeling a lot better now. She's feeling great now, way better than before. But that was on Saturday. She still wasn't feeling great on Sunday. And others started feeling kind of crappy. So I ended up not doing open mic last night because I wanted to make sure that if anyone needed me, that I would be available. So I didn't want to be live and then, something happened. I'm like, all right, deuces, got to go. Because, I got to help everybody out. So everything ended up being fine last night. Stayed up pretty late just so that I could get some other stuff done. Get a head start for this week, really. On work and other things that I have going on. So those are some of the things that were happening yesterday. And again, that's why I didn't go live yesterday, because I just wanted to make sure that my family was going to be okay. So here we are today. And I said yesterday that I was going to be going live today. I didn't say what time though. So I just decided to go live really quick. and talk, check in with all of you. And see how you're doing over here on Facebook. Ryan says family first, bro. Yes, exactly. Thank you. Yes. And I said to everyone too, thank you everyone for understanding. I appreciate it. Also, any reactions, likes, shares, whichever, please make sure to do those, especially over here on TikTok and for everyone who's watching and all. But also, as we do every single time with Open Mic Live, how are you feeling? How are you doing? How are things going? I know it's the first day of the week. Usually I ask on the last day of the week. So just on the last day, coming into the new week, how are you doing already? How are you feeling? On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being shitty, 10 being awesome, how are you feeling? Mhm. How are you doing? What's your number? What is the number that you're coming at in for the beginning of the week? I'm coming in at an 8. Even though I didn't have much sleep over the weekend because my kids were sick, um, still coming in at about an 8. Things are good. So how about all of you? What is your number? Again, scale of 1 to 10, 1 being shitty, 10 being awesome. How are you feeling? How are you doing? How are you going into this week? Also, for those right here in the main camera, you can't see it, but I'm wearing the OG of my logo that I created back years ago, 2011 or 2012, something like that. My original Within the Trenches logo. This is the OG right here. And this is actually the same shirt from way back then. Yep, it is still in good condition. Love this shirt. um, so things have been going well. Like I said, a lot of stuff going on. I kind of want to run through some of the stuff that is going to be coming up. Right off the bat, this live broadcast is sponsored by InDigital, Leader Next Gen Core Services. Thank you so very much, and for everyone who watches, listens, supports, and shares, I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much. Episode 586 came out. 587 is on its way. The audio comes out tomorrow, and that is going to be with Shayna. She's a 911 professional out of Massachusetts. And if you are a subscriber of the podcast where you get the episodes a week before everyone else, and you heard that episode, you know how awesome, powerful, and hardcore that one is. It is such a good episode. Powerful stories. Roxy, what's going on? Rox, what's up? And Ryan says going on a 7 was a rough 12 hours today on call, taking everyone was being extra today. Snaps. Well, I'm glad you're at a 7 though. That's good. That is excellent. So Shayna's episode, there's a clip out there already. If you haven't seen it, make sure to check it out. It is on TikTok. It is everywhere right now. So make sure to check it out. Just a powerful story all together. Roxy says, hi, buddy. I have had a busy day. Oh, man. I bet. I'm guessing so, yes. But I'm glad that you're here, and I'm glad that things are well. So that is good. That is always good. Let's see. I have a few things that I want to talk about right off the bat before we jump in to some of the other stuff that I have here. I want to show this. Now, for everyone over here on TikTok, you're not going to be able to see this. I'm going to talk through it, but I will post a video so that all of you can see it over here on TikTok as well. What I want to do is I want to share this on the main platform over here and put the link over here in Instagram. So what I just put in there is an invitation, okay? 2 years ago, I started a community on a platform called Circle, okay? Originally, I had my community building on Discord, but there were a lot of folks that didn't really like Discord. Some people felt like it had kind of a learning curve a little bit. And I really liked it, but I wanted to make sure that everyone felt comfortable. So also I was using that community for those who were subscribers of the podcast that get extra stuff that came with it. But also um for the Dare to Be Great virtual events, I had that as part of the community piece so that people could continue to connect further. So I started looking for a new community platform to start building. And a couple of years ago, I ended up stumbling upon this one called Circle. So I looked through all of it. I was playing around with it and I started building some stuff. And I thought, you know what? This is pretty cool. I like this. So if anyone has ever used Slack, And if you've ever used Discord, if those two platforms had a child, it would be Circle. It's clean, it works well, and the reason I wanted to build this community too is because I have followers um, throughout all of social media, but there are some folks who only have um, a Facebook account, or they only have an Instagram account, or they're just on LinkedIn. So a couple of years ago, when I was putting this together, and even prior to that, even with the Discord piece of it, what I wanted to do was to try to gather everyone from all of the different platforms onto one. Not and don't get it twisted. I'm not saying that I didn't want any. I wasn't going to be posting on any other social media platforms. I'm still posting on all of the social media platforms. I just meant a spot where people could go to ask questions about different topics, or I would be able to go live within that platform, that community platform, where it's just all of these 911 professionals coming together, asking questions, networking. You can build your own profiles, you can DM each other, you can have your own group chats or your own group um, video sessions or things like that. And I'll be honest, it fell off. The reason it fell off is because I got super busy and I was unable to put enough time into it to continue growing it. Well, this past week and a half, I have been putting tons of stuff in there. And the link that I just shared goes to it. Now I have about 340 members. There's not a lot going on there now at the moment because, like I said, um, I didn't have enough time to be in there and doing stuff and keeping people coming back and keeping people coming back. And again, I know it's just one more platform, it's just one more app. I know it's a pain in the ass. If you put it in dispatch terms, it would be like adding an extra monitor, and nobody wants to add an extra monitor. We have enough monitors as it is. But if this can be a place where people can come and we can share stories or we can share experiences, learn from each other and communicate and continue to build those connections from around the world, really, and have some fun and maybe even do like a movie night or something like that would be really cool. That was something that I wanted to do. I think I tried to do it on Discord, and it's something that we could also do while with using Circle. Ryan says Circle is a great platform. I got to get back on there. Yeah, dude. Yes. That's what I'm doing. I'm adding a bunch of stuff on there so that people can continue coming back. And again, we can learn from each other. So, what I want to do is I want to share this because I want to show you what I recently did. Now, again, over here on TikTok, you won't be able to see it, but I'm going to create a video and put it on here so that you can see what it is that I'm talking about, okay? Otherwise, either way, I'm going to be talking through it and you can kind of visualize it. Crystal goes, love when the light bulb clicks on. Yes, yes, exactly. Yes. So let me share this over here really quick. I'm going to put it on the main screen and here we go. All right. So when you join, again, it's a free community. All right. It's private, but it's a free community. If you've got the link, you're able to come in. So this is what it looks like. It's in night mode right now, okay? And some of the new things that I did up here, I changed the logo completely. So now it says The Trenches 911 Professional Community, okay? And change the icon here to my headset that I have. You've got your main feed, just like Facebook, right? It's got a main feed or whatever, so you can see stuff. But I switched these now. So now we've got Community Central. Start here for the rules, come in here to introduce yourself, say hello, and then community events where I would go live or what I want to do like quarterly is do the public safety showcase, which is like Dare to Be Great, but just a 1-day thing quarterly. So you can still come in for free and see speakers and do all this stuff, and just like on Crowdcast, but all here within this community, okay, within the trenches. Now, you look down, you've got network spaces. So these are all different spaces that you can go to. This first one here is the general discussions. Yes, and there's a desktop, which is what we're seeing here, and a mobile version as well. You can download an app, and it's either, iPhone or Android, like they've got for both phones, they've got mobile for it as well. So you just come in, man, and you can, put stuff here in the general discussion. You've got all of this, and over here on the left, we've got different spaces where we can add stuff to resources, movies, random stories, inspiration, health and wellness, reclassification news, all types of stuff that you can add in there and we can talk about. I've got the training hub. This is new right here. This was Dare to Be Great, just Dare to Be Great, but I changed it. So now it's the training hub. And in here, in the training feed, we can discuss different things. Okay. Now, of course, all of this was Dare to Be Great stuff. This is where I was posting, like, this is the next thing that's coming up. I wanted to leave that there. I didn't want to start this fresh because then it would take out all the members that were there already. So I left this here because then what'll happen in this training hub is maybe you're watching the Dispatchers Roundtable or something and you want to come into the training feed and just post something and say, I had an idea about this, or I don't know, whichever. However you want to do it, it can be used that way. So the Dispatchers Roundtable right here, I added new graphics, was designing those. Only round 1 is here at the moment, but I am going to add all of the rounds here so that everyone can watch them in one place whenever you want to. Okay? A lot of valuable information in the Dispatchers Roundtable, and those are going to continue happening probably next month. We already got some stuff that's going to be coming. Now, this was the one that I've been working on for the past week. So here we are. Kelly, what is going on? Hello, Kelly. So right here, okay, what we're looking at right now, I created a space for the Dare to Be Great sessions. So just like it says here on the main cover, Dare to Be Great virtual conference sessions. Okay, sessions on demand. I've got some information here, and you can read that whenever you want, or when you go into it. Now, scrolling, they're all here. Now, if you want, you can go back to Crowdcast and you can watch them, or you can go to the Within the Trenches Media YouTube channel and watch them there because they're all there, or you can connect with each other on Circle, the trenches, and view them all in one place. And if you look right here, there's a bunch of different tabs. So if you simply want to look at the sessions for Dare to Be Great 1, there you go. They are all there for you to check out, or you want to catch up on Dare to Be Great 6, the last one that was there. They are all here. Every single one is here in one spot. And I've been working on this for the past week and a half or so, just getting them all together in one spot so that you don't have to go all over the place to find things. It's all right here. And then once you click on one, it shows it up. You've got a cover here. It says what the session is. And then you can just simply watch it from right there, right in this spot. It doesn't take you anywhere else. And there we have it. Hello, and welcome everyone to the final. So that's right there. And you can react to this, you can like it, but you can also put comments in here as well. So if you have any questions or any comments, you can do it right here. What are your thoughts? Just like it says underneath every single session that you pull up. So I am super excited for this so that it is all in one place and all of you can come here. Also, the other thing is, if I wanted to, I could put courses on here. Now, that's not something I'm looking at doing at the moment. But also there's these events, Nothing upcoming at the moment, but these were the past events that I had here. And then we've got a leaderboard as well. So if we look right here, so they gamified it as well. There's gamification. So the more that you talk and interact, you move up levels. And I might add something where if you get to a certain level, you might get some swag or something like that. I'm playing around with all of this right now and everything that could be done. So I am excited. And I see Roxy just put one in here. Yo, let's get this party going again. Hey guys, this is awesome. See, this is what I'm talking about. You can immediately put stuff in there and it shows it. So yeah, I'm here right now talking about it, and Roxy's already in there doing stuff. So that is very cool. And again, that is the Dare to Be Great sessions that are right here. So again, I'm super excited for this, to be able to build this for folks to come in. And who knows, maybe because I do have the ability to do kind of like a paywall type thing, not for the community itself. The community is free. It remains free, and everything that's on here is free. What I mean about a paywall is, if you are, let's just say you're a subscriber of the podcast, I've got Patreon and I've got Facebook, but what if I end up getting rid of those and I just do it all here on Circle? You could pay $1 for the bonus stuff that comes with the podcast, or maybe I would do a one-on-one type thing, not like a coaching thing, but a one-on-one where we just come together like once or twice a month just to talk, and maybe there's a tier for that as well. So still thinking about some of those things, but the community will always be free, and you can come in here, you can talk with each other. Again, I've got about 340 members at the moment. My goal is to hit 1,000, and for us to just really build this together and have the ability to talk with each other. Again, you can build out a complete profile. You can DM each other. We can have video calls. Like, there's so many things that can be done with this that, again, I am just super, super excited. And also, right off the desktop down here in the bottom, there's also links for the Android app as well as the Facebook app. So again, this is on Circle, and this community within Circle is called The Trenches, 911 professional community. And please share it everywhere. I want to hit that 1,000 member goal. I'm going to be working in here a lot, getting a bunch of stuff going, adding all of the Dispatcher Roundtable sessions. And then, of course, because I have the Within the Trenches media here, I will be posting different things for, the podcast itself. I have this pinned up here so that if you want to listen to the podcast, you can listen to all of the episodes right here as well. Very cool. And then Open Mic Live, this space right here, I'm going to be adding more stuff to it. But if you ever have any funny 911 stories or things that you want to share to have read on Open Mic Live when I go, you can add them in here as well. So again, there's a lot of different things that I can do with this, and it's going to be fun to have all of you here. So I wanted to share that because this is something that I've been working on. I was up until about 3 a.m. last night working on the last bits of downloading every single episode, because not episode, every session. I mean, I had to download every session from Crowdcast and then re-upload it all to YouTube and add the images, add all of the stuff. And then after that, I had to come over here to the Trenches and go into the Dare to Be Great sessions and then add all of those. And I kept adding and adding and adding to the point where, like I said, it was almost 3 a.m. and I was like dozing off, and I was like reading stuff again. I was like, did I add the right one? Was that the right thing? Shit. So I have everything on there now, and I am super excited for it. So make sure to check it out. I would love to have you here in the Trenches, and you can see everything, because this community is going to be pretty badass, and I'm just super stoked for it. And it'll be awesome but it'll be awesome because of all of you. It is going to be all of you that will help make it as awesome as it already looks. Because again, like I said, I can go live in there and I can do a bunch of different things. I mean, we could even do an open mic live there, and it would be just on that. Or, like I said, we could do movie nights or something. Like, there's a lot of different things that can be done. I've had this community for 2 years now, and I'm building it heavily right now. And it's going to be awesome. I am super excited. So thank you for hanging in there with me for a moment while I went over that. But again, the link is there for all of you. And then for all of you over here on TikTok, I'm going to make the video and I'll put it there. And then I'll make sure to add the link in the comments or, the caption, whichever. I'll make sure to add it in there so that all of you can see it. And then my links, that linkswith2eyes.co/WTT podcast, where you can find everything in one spot. I'll make sure to add it there as well so that everybody can see it there and it'll be easier for people to find it. Kelly says, are you going to 9-1 Goes to Washington? I am not. No, I wanted to. I really did want to. However, I am not going to go because I will actually, and I'm glad I saw that now because that will go into what I'm going to be doing next. So for Kelly says, boo. I know, dude. I know. I would have loved to have gone and it would have been awesome. But so for 2025, I've got stuff that's been decided a year prior. Okay. So this weekend, I will be headed to Myrtle Beach for the Be the Difference conference that is hosted by the Denise Amberly Foundation as well as the Healthy Dispatcher, and I will be out there. I've got a booth, and so if you're going to be out there as well, I would love to talk to you in the vendor hall, and I'll be there recording episodes. So make sure to check me out there. Again, I will be, and I think I'm in booth 204. I'll have to double check, but I think that's the booth number that I'm in. But I will be out there and I will be recording episodes. So if you're going to be out there at the BTD conference, I would love to meet you, would love to chat with you and record, maybe like a 20-minute episode or something. But I'm going to be out there. It's going to be a lot of fun. A big thanks to the Denise Amberly Foundation and the Healthy Dispatcher. Amy is going to be out there in Myrtle Beach. Yeah, I will see you there. We're going to have some fun. But again, a shout out to the Denise Amberly Foundation as well as the Healthy Dispatcher for hosting me there. And it's going to be good. It's going to be awesome. I'm excited. And we'll see what happens. We'll see how many sessions I get going. Also, with that, I'm going to be coming back in a rush because on the 13th, holy moly, it's already going to be, yeah, that's coming up fast. So on February 13th, okay. Well, let me say this first. February 11th is the day of like recognition. How about now? Is it working? I know you guys can hear me over here on TikTok, but how about over here on Facebook and such? Are you guys able to hear me? Yay, nay? Did it come back? Over here on TikTok, I know you can hear me because I've got this different mic, but I'm not sure about Facebook and such. Okay, so you can hear me now. Okay, I don't know what happened. I hear TV or something. Weird. You're back. Okay, cool. All right. I don't know what happened there. Hopefully hopefully it stays. So I don't know what's going on over here, but over here on TikTok, we're good to go. Okay, so um now you okay. So February 11th is the day that Mexico and the Latin Americas it's their anniversary to switching to one singular 3-digit number for their emergencies, which is 911. So that's on February 11th, okay? I'm excited, and I mentioned this last time, but I'm going to say it again. I'm excited because 2 days later, on the 13th, I am going to be taking part in their we've got a Zoom call that we're going to be doing, and they're going to be honoring 911 professionals, one from each area. So one from Mexico, one from Costa Rica, one from um, Paraguay, and just a bunch of different spots. And the cool thing is, I'm going to go live with them, and I'm going to share my story. And then I am going to be interviewing those folks. Ryan says Ricardo got swatted. Man, I hope not. I'm sure my kids downstairs would have run. They would have run up here and been like, "Dad, something's going on." So hopefully not. Hopefully no craziness is going on. But it's an honor to be able to work with this organization. I met them when I was at Mexico Nina, and they are going to be recognized for the good work, the amazing work that they do. And part of their recognition is to have their stories shared on the Within the Trenches podcast. How awesome is that? Like, I am straight up humbled, man, that they even reached out and were like, we want you to be a part of this. So I am super stoked, man. I am so happy to be able to do that, to have that opportunity, but more importantly, to share their stories. And they're going to be pushing it out. And also, just like the possibilities of the Imagine Listening books to be translated in Spanish to go out there as well throughout all of those countries in those areas in the Latin Americas. So I am super happy, and man, I can't say enough. Um, it's going to be really cool, and I cannot wait to put those episodes out there as well for all of you to check out. So that's going to be happening on the 13th. So I'm going to be out there at the Be the Difference conference, and then I'm going to haul ass back and get things ready, because then I'm going to be doing that with all of them on the 13th. Then I get kind of a week off to recuperate and everything, and then the week of 911 Goes to Washington is the week that I'm going to be in Ohio. That's right. Ricardo is headed back to Ohio, baby. Yes, I'm going to Ohio. I'm going to be Chagrin Valley Dispatch. They were also part of, I think it was called Crisis 911 or Crisis Center 911, something like that. I don't remember the exact title, but it's close. They were on the Oxygen Channel. Like, they had a reality show, which was pretty good, man. They did a good job. So I'm honored to go out there. I'm going to be teaching my communications course. I'll be out there for a couple days teaching, and then the third day I will be recording episodes with the folks that want to be on. So that's going to be really cool as well. So I'm excited for that. So Kelly, I wish I could be there at 911 Goes to Washington, because I would love to hang out with you and everybody, as always, all the Michigan folks and such. But I'm going to be, out in Ohio, and I'm going to be teaching that week. Otherwise, like I said, it'd be awesome to be out there. It'd be really cool. But that's what I have going on. And then oh wait, Kelly says, I guess I will forgive you. Thank you. I appreciate it, my friend. Um, so in March, which is, holy crap, it's already coming up. In March, I am going to be out in Texas. I'm going to be out with my good buddy Joe Serio at the ranch, at the Bandera Ranch, the Bandera Ranch, the Mayan Ranch in Bandera in Texas. There you go. And I'll be out there teaching. I'll be doing the closing for Imagine Listening and such, but I'll be there all week and talking with the 911 professionals that are going to be out there, recording some videos and doing so many different things. And it is going to be really cool. It's going to be a lot of fun. So if you're heading out to the ranch, I hope to see you there. I'm also going to be posting more videos about what goes down there at the ranch because we want to make sure that we can get as many people going out there as possible because it is, from what a lot of people have said, and I've experienced it myself, it is definitely life altering, life changing, and it is just one of the coolest experiences, man. So again, I've got more videos that are going to be coming out for that. I'll have them here on TikTok, Facebook, all of them. So excited for that as well. So make sure to look out for that. And after the ranch, I'll be going out to Orlando for the Navigator Conference. I'll have a booth out there, so that'll be a lot of fun. And then I think after that in May, I will be the first week of May. I will be out in Colorado because I am going to be doing the pre-con with my 8-hour communications course. I'll be doing the pre-con out at the Colorado Nina APCO conference. And I am super excited about that as well. Shout out to my good friend from Colorado, Sarah, no H. That's right. And I'm excited to go out there to that conference. And there's just so much stuff going on. Oh, and I believe it'll be next month. I will also be heading out to Missouri to teach as well. Be doing Imagine Listening, keep broadcasting your message, as well as recruitment through the power of storytelling. So stay tuned for that one. We're still trying to figure out venues and such, but I'm going to be out in Missouri as well. And actually, in April, I'm probably going to be back in North Carolina as well. So a lot of stuff going on. Okay. A lot of stuff going on, a lot of changes and good stuff. And I'm just excited for all of it. So make sure that you keep an eye out for all of that stuff that's going to be coming up. And let's see here. I'm just looking at my notes really quick to make sure I got everything because we're coming up on the hour. I'm going to end this around 8 because I got to make sure that my kids are in bed and they're feeling okay. Like my oldest is out is out with them, so I mean they're fine, but I want to make sure as dad that everyone is okay, and so I can say goodnight and stuff before my kids crash out. So a couple of the last things that I want to mention. I put a video out there, and this stems from a conversation that I had with my good friend Keely. And it had to do with hey Kim, what's going on? What is going on? It has to do with what are some of the things that we wish that we knew going into this profession. So I want to ask all of you the same question. What are some things, or maybe even one thing, here on TikTok, over here on Instagram, and all of you here on YouTube, X, and Facebook? I want to find this from Keely because the way she had it written down, there it is. I got it right here. So, what is something, or maybe a few things, whichever, that you wish you understood more or you were told more coming into the profession? Now, here's the example. This is the example that Keely gave. And so hers was I would have loved to have understood the gravity of what I was getting myself into, and not in a big scary way, but like how we would be part of some of the most intimate parts of people's lives. Now, I feel like now it's talked about way more because we definitely want people to know what they're getting into so that they stay. Some people will stay, some people won't. But we want people to know right off the bat what it is that they're going to be getting into. So they're not hit, with like, what, blindsided or whatever. We want people to know. We want them to know right off the bat. So with that example for all of you, and maybe you're typing right now, whether you're watching on desktop, laptop, or your phone, again, what is something that you wish you knew more or understood more coming into this profession? And I'm sure a lot of people would have something different. Um, that is definitely one of them. I wish I would have known a little more, but again, it also goes with the time. Like when I first started in 2001, nobody was talking about resilience. Nobody was talking about self care. I don't think I even heard about self care until like way, way later. So for some of you, what are some of the things? Amy over here says, build a wellness plan to take care of myself better instead of ignoring the heaviness of the job for way too many years. That's a good one. That's a good one. I've got this video out on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, X, as well as here on TikTok. And especially over here on TikTok, a lot of you had a bunch of different things to say, which was awesome. I loved the conversation, how people were, talking, connecting with each other and sharing more things. And here as well, live, how we're doing this. It is awesome to be able to add that in there so that we can understand more. And people that are watching or end up watching this in a replay, they'll be able to get this too, which is why I love that when I've done my classes, that a lot of times there's people there that are brand new coming in, and they're sitting there and you can see them as they're listening and stuff. And I'm like, are you all right? Are you okay? They're like, yeah, this is like really eye opening. I had no idea this is what we were going to be doing this whole day, is talking about these different things. And I tell them, like, this is what this class is about. It's a back to basics on communications, but it's also about us looking deeper into us, what it was like in the beginning, all the way to present time, how we can communicate better by learning from each other and our experiences, and listening to understand, not listening to respond, and how we can connect with each other through our stories, and how these stories can be healing as well. And also towards the end, talking about how we can use our stories ourselves to inspire others to join this profession too, because it is how you talk about what you do that leaves that impression, or also the perception of what it is that you do in this profession. How crazy, like it's crazy, right? Like that's how powerful each and every one of us, that's how powerful we are with our voice and our stories. And again, that's what that communications course is about. And I always love when I'm teaching it and we start doing certain things and you can see the look on everyone's faces like, oh shit, like this is going to be deep. Like, like the last class in North Carolina when I was out in Henderson County and they were coming back from lunch, a couple of people were like, we were just talking about this at lunchtime. We were just saying, I had no idea that this is what we were going to be doing, that it was going to be heavy, but also like cathartic as well to talk about these things and learning from each other. They were like, holy shit. And I said, yep, that's what we're doing. This is exactly what we're doing. And I love doing it. Let me jump back here in the comments. Roxy says that loyalty shouldn't come at a cost to my mental health. Yes. I love that. Yep. That loyalty shouldn't come at a cost to my mental health. Yeah. Ryan says, I was planning on replying to that and might do that tomorrow as I have been thinking about that a lot. Mental health, self-care, family work-life balance, etc. Yes. James said, James, what is going on, man? What is going on? Dude, I am happy to see you on here. I haven't seen you in a little while. I remember the last conversation we had about how, there were things that were going on and that you were working on and such. And I'm excited to see you here. I'm glad to hear from you. Um, it's good to have you on here, dude. That is awesome. And good morning to you as well. You must be working a different shift now because you're saying good morning. Oh, that is awesome. So yes. And James, maybe you can answer that as well. The same question. If you could, like, what is something that you wish you knew or understood more coming into this profession? There's a lot of different answers over here on TikTok. If you want to add anything as well, throw it in there. Over here on Instagram too. If you have anything to add, please do. These are It's an excellent conversation piece. And when I put that video out there, people started responding almost right away, just adding different things on, what they wish they would have known more or understood more. And it's interesting, especially now. Like I said, back in the day, there was no talk. Now things are way different. Now we're letting people know right away. We want people to stay. So we're letting them know, whether it be by playing different calls or just having discussions and being like, look, this is some of the stuff that you're going to be getting into. We want to prepare you, especially because we want you to be able to take care of yourself and some of the crazy shit that you're going to hear. We want you to know that we're here and that there are way more resources than there were before. So don't be afraid to reach out. Don't be afraid to say something. We're all here for you. Like, those are some of the main things we want to make sure that people know. James says, yes, not wishing for crazy stuff to happen. Just be confident in your training and know you'll handle it. There you go. Kelly says, you can be the person that helps change morale. It has to start with someone. Yes. Takes one person, one voice. One voice. Been saying it for years. One voice can change the world. One voice. Your voice can change the world. It can change the world of your callers, those on the other side of the radio, and those around you. It just takes one person, man. Just one. And it continues. James says, later, after some personal tragedy, I felt guilty about all that wishing for stuff. That does happen, right? That does happen with the guilt and certain things. And that is one of the things that I hear that people tell the new folks, because we all had to learn, right? And I think even if you're told, you still kind of go through it where you take a call, it has a result that maybe, of course, you didn't want to happen, or to have. You wanted there to be a great result. And even though it's not your fault, you end up blaming yourself. And that's one of the hardest parts, I feel like, in the profession, is we blame ourselves. And it sucks. But I think it's also important for others, when you see someone or you hear them talking like that or whichever, just to let them know you did everything that you could. I'll just give this example really quick. And it's one of the IM911 stories that I have out there. It's part of the video. The image is of a crib, and it talks about an infant death. And it was a call that I took, and it screwed me up, man. It screwed me up. And I remember sitting there after the call with my head down, and things are still going crazy in there. I'm still doing what I'm supposed to be doing. But when there was a moment for me to breathe, my supervisor at the time, because I wasn't a supervisor yet, but my supervisor at the time says to me, "Are you okay?" And I said, "Yeah, yeah, I'm fine." And I remember getting kind of snippy. I was like, "I'm fine. Okay. I'm fine." And she goes, "Rich, I don't, are you?" And I said, "No." She's like, "What do you need?" And I said, "I need to know what happened, like fully what happened." And that day, I was given the gift of closure. We don't always get that. And this specific call and what happened in the aftermath, I will always remember this. And I hope that there are other folks that also get the chance to experience that gift of closure, because EMS called up for their times and numbers and they asked for the person who took the call. And I uh I I got the phone and they said, "Hey, just wanted you to know that when we got there, they were doing textbook CPR. We just want you to know that you did everything that you could. There was nothing else that could be done. You did what you could do." And then my supervisor's husband, who was a sergeant, he was out there and she sent him a message to come up to talk to me. And he sat next to me and he says, "What do you want to know?" And I said, "Everything." And he told me everything that happened. And he also said, "I just want you to know you did everything that you could have done. Don't blame yourself." And I needed that to get through, because like everyone else, I was blaming myself right away. I was like, "Well, what if I would have done this?" Or "What if I would have done that?" But I needed to hear that from all of them saying, "Dude, you did everything that you could have. Try not to take it that personal. You did everything that you could do." And I will always be grateful for that gift of closure. And to that sergeant who ended up being a captain, who's now retired, my homeboy Chris, thank you. Thank you. I will always be grateful for that gift of closure. And that's some of the things, that's something that we definitely need to do with each other, man. If you see someone struggling, if they're blaming themselves for a certain call or whichever, it doesn't hurt to just let someone know, like, no, you did everything that you could have. Because that's how we get through all this. Whew. Sorry, it got a little deep there, but I wanted to make a point that that's some of the things that um we definitely need to do, especially for folks that are just coming in, to let them know, like, this is what you're getting into. But even with all of this, with what we're getting into, we're here for you. We are here for you. So remember that. Remember that. It's already going to be it's already 8. It's a little bit after 8 and I have to make sure 91 Bowler comes on here and he goes, "Damn, I came in at a bad time." It wasn't a bad time, dude. I was just trying to make a point on some of the things that we need to do to talk to each other. This stems from the question of what is something that you wish you would have known or understood more coming into the 911 profession. And that's just one of the things that I was talking about. Because like Keely had said that she wished she understood um the gravity of what she was going to be getting into. So I was just telling a story and trying to prove a point of some of the things that, and yes, James, you're right. This isn't clerical work. This is not a clerical position. This is a very high level, high priority position, profession, career that is 911. The other thing that I was going to bring up with a little more time, but maybe I'll just post it as a video and we'll talk about it on the next open mic. But some of the things that I was asking a few folks were about interview questions. Some of those interview questions for people coming in, just to kind of give a little bit of tips here and there on when you're asked this question, how to respond, or what are some things to do. So I will say this right off the bat: when I was interviewed um, back in the day for Allegan there in Michigan, I remember going through all the questions, right? But I also remember that at the end of it, and I tell people this all the time, especially no matter what profession you're going into, but especially if you're trying to get into 911, when they get to that part where they ask, is there anything, or do you have any questions at all for us? I did this twice. I did this when I first went in for my interview to get hired, and the second time when I was interviewing to promote to supervisor, which I did get. What I did was when they asked, "Well, do you have any questions for us?" I opened up my coat and I pulled out a paper pad. Um, Hold on here. Okay, there we go. TikTok was about to turn off for whatever reason. I pulled out a paper pad with a shit ton of questions. And I remember when I did that, the people that were interviewing me, they went, "Oh, like you're prepared. Like you really are down with, like you really want to be here. Like we haven't seen anyone do that before." And I said, "Really?" And they said, "Yeah." And I was like, "Oh, well, I have a lot of questions." And I started asking them a bunch of questions that I had written down. Of course, there were a couple of questions that they had already answered, but I had other ones that were there, and that was one of the biggest things. Also, when getting ready to prepare, man, research your agency, the agency that you're trying to get into. Research it. Research the profession, the position, the things that you're going to be getting into. And when someone asks why you want to be in 911, I mean, honesty is the best thing, right? But if you're going to tell me that you're just using 911 as a stepping stone, I mean, you're telling me you're not going to stay, and we're looking for people to stay. Don't get me wrong, like it's okay if that's what you're doing it for, but man, like if that's the only reason, I don't know, it might go south. I don't know. I don't know. Everybody is different, but I've just heard from people who have been doing in the past, the people who were doing interviews are like, man, this person like was really good until they said, I'm only here because I want to go into fire or because I want to go into, PD or whatever. And you're like, okay. Like we really wanted you to stay. Oh man. There's all kinds of things. So I'm gonna post that up. I'll post it up and see what everyone says. I also ended up going into Chat GPT just to see what like a top 5 questions would be, like off the wall questions, just to see what it would say. And they were kind of interesting as well. So I want to put that out there. Um, either way, let's see. I want to look over here. How's your 401k program? What's the bathroom situation like? And then, yes, I love people who utilize their resources, talk to their past employees, especially those that have left. Do you have a primary bathroom and a secondary bathroom? Some questions that people would ask. That's funny. Um, let's see. This one says, I enjoy being asked, why am I still here? What part of my job do I not enjoy and why? And then let's see. Kelly says, yes, but some come with intentions to leave, but they fall in love with their job and stay. That is true. That is very true. There are some folks who say that they want to come in as a stepping stone and they fall in love with it. You're right. You are very right. That is some folks. Some folks do stay. Some they're there for like 2 months of training. They're like, "Hey, I got accepted into, the academy." And you're like, "Fuck. That was 2 months worth of training already and now you're gone?" Like, yeah. It happens. It happens. But you're right, Kelly. There are some folks that they end up staying. They're like, and I've talked to a bunch of people too on the podcast who have said, I was doing this, or some people who have gotten hurt and they went into dispatch to continue working and stuff, and they never went back out in the field because they fell in love with 911. So yeah, it goes either way. It goes either way. Let's see. Do I have to work Christmas? Will I have to work weekends? Yeah. Yeah. Nope. Those are other questions as well. That's funny. So will my schedule be 8 to 5? Um, Not exactly. I mean, depending on the schedule, right? I don't know. Kelly says, I was going to be an elementary school teacher. Look at me now. That's true. That's true. Kelly was going to be an elementary school teacher, and now she's the director of an awesome freaking center and just killing it. So yeah, it could happen. It could happen. Or it doesn't. It goes either way, man. It goes either way. All right. So I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you all for being here out of nowhere. I posted yesterday that I was going to be going live today to make up for yesterday. Again, I wanted to make sure that my family was good. Oh, wait. Ryan says, and every day is recess. Sometimes with some calls, it might feel like recess. Some of the outrageous stuff that comes out, right? So yeah. And I didn't say when I was going to be going live today. I just posted that yesterday, and there's a bunch of people that have been here with me tonight and watching and experiencing this. So thank you, all of you, for being here. As always, I love doing this with all of you. Where are your numbers now? On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being shitty, 10 being awesome, where are you at? How are you feeling? How are you doing? I'm way above a 10. I hope that you had a good evening as well. We talked about a lot of different things. Make sure to check out the Trenches 911 professional community. Again, the links are in there. I'm going to be posting more. And love you too, bro. Yeah, all of you. All of you. K Stam, good to hear your laugh, brother. Carl, what up, dude? That dude right there is my homeboy from Allegan from back in the day. some of you have heard me tell this story. I'm just going to say this story really quick, dude, and then I'll wrap it up. When I first started doing all of this, a couple days before my crowdfunding went through, I'm sitting in dispatch on phones. To my right in station 1 is my buddy Carl. And we were sitting there and he's like, "What's wrong, man?" And I said, I don't know if my crowdfunding is going to go through because things kind of slowed down. And I will never forget this. Carl says to me, "Look, I think you've got something here. And it might be slow now, but I'm guessing it's going to pick up. And it's going to pick up so much that you're going to wish that it was slow like it is right now." And you were right, man. You were right. Because when it did pick up, back then, it's been over a decade now, and it has not stopped. And I wouldn't have it any other way. It's good to see you on here. All of you, thank you for what you do in this profession. All of you, thank you. And thank you for your support as always and your trust in me to share stories and coming on here to spend an hour or so with me on open mic to just talk and laugh, share some funny stories, share some deep moments, all of it. Thank you guys. I appreciate you more than you know. This live broadcast has been sponsored by InDigital Leader Next Gen Core Services. If you have any comments, questions, or you ever want to be a guest on the flagship show, whether you are new to the profession, seasoned, or retired, even if you're crusty, I would love to have you on the podcast to share your story. You can either email me here at wttpodcast@gmail.com, or you can simply go to links.co/WTT podcast, and that's links with 2 eyes.co/WTT podcast. You'll find everything there. Email, social media, where to follow, where to hear the latest episode, where to pick up the Imagine Listening books, swag, everything is on there. Make sure to check it out. Once again, it's links with 2 eyes.co/WTT podcast. And you can see this on Facebook, YouTube, X, as well as Instagram, and right over here on TikTok. And then to listen to Within the Trenches podcast, you can listen 24/7 on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, your favorite podcasting app, and withinthetrenches.net. Make sure to check out the Trenches 911 professional community. It is free. There are tons of things there. And the Imagine Listening podcast is coming up as well. So make sure to look out for that. And I will see you all in the next one. Have a good night. I'm going to go watch some pro wrestling with my kids. See you all in the next one.